Hi, Bob. Happy Thanksgiving. You've had days of rest now. I'm just wondering about the status of Brandon McManus. Has he been skating? Expect him to be available for the games in Michigan?
No, he won't play the first series for sure.
Okay. Any further? I mean, anything optimistic that you'll have him back at some point?
Oh yeah, we'll have him back for sure.
Oh, okay, sounds good. And then just Michigan State's next on the schedule. You've seen them a few times. Good goalie and pretty good defensive team. What do you expect from the Spartans?
Big heavy team. A lot of returning players. DeRitter's had his share in the net. Then last year the other guy took over. So DeRitter's got experience and he's off to a very good start. Very well coached. All their games have been tight, really tight in the 4 games they've played. And that's what you're going to expect. I mean, they're going to defend well. They're going to be heavy. They're going to try to be great on special teams. I mean, you're in for a fight. And it's going to be a dogfight. I can tell you right now, it's going to be just a dogfight weekend. Like our league happens to give you week in, week out.
Our next question will go to Dan Kelly with Big Ten Network.
Bob, reviewing the Game 2 victory versus Ohio State for you guys, watching Jack LaFontaine pass the puck, especially early in this season, he seems to be maybe the best passing goaltender in the conference. Just I was wondering if you could expound on his passing ability for a goaltender.
Well, he's got oodles of confidence. And so when he gets back there, he wants to be back there and they work on it. He and our defensemen right now and our coaching staff, work a great deal on being able to break the puck out. And he wants to be part of it. And, he got a little too far away from the net a couple of times, but I think that's early in the year. And I actually didn't mind it because you kind of got to stretch your limit, know when to get back. He's learning that. But I think, and he's very good with the puck. And the other good thing with him is he can go left or right. It's just not a one-way, a lot of times goalies just can go one way with the puck. He can go left or right with it. So his number one job is to stop the puck, and he's doing a great job there. When you have a goalie that can help with the breakout like that, it's, that's just a bonus and a plus.
Our next question will go to Randy Johnson with the Star Tribune.
Yeah, hi, Bob. Do you know yet who you might be missing for the World Juniors and when those players might be leaving?
Yes.
Could you expand on that?
No.
No.
As USA release, I can't release it until USA does. I can't jump ahead of them, but
yeah. Do you know when they might be leaving though?
What's that?
Do you know their availability when they might be leaving?
Yeah, they've all got to be in. Is that out yet? Like you guys, you guys know, like
6 to 13 is the camp, right?
Yeah.
So
there you're on it. They all have to be there the 6th. Everybody's got to be in Plymouth on the 6th. So it's safe to say that Michigan series, there gonna be a lot of players out of the lineup.
Next up, let's go back to Jess Myers.
And Randy, I'm not avoiding it. I just can't release it before USA releases it. And I think it might be coming out today or tomorrow. I don't know. Deutsche, have you heard? I don't.
Yes.
I'm not avoiding that. I just can't do it in front of USA Hockey. That's their release, and then we'll follow after it if that's okay, guys.
Yeah, Coach, they'll come out later this afternoon. So let's move on back to Jess Myers.
Randy, if you want to call me later, you can on that too.
Bob, thinking about your goalies, tough to look at other options right now with the way LaFontaine has played. But I remember last year you saying, how well Jared Moe, for whatever reason, plays in the state of Michigan. In fact, he got his first shutout at Michigan State last year. Any thought of kind of mixing him in there? You said you were a little surprised that you wound up playing Jack for all 4 of the first ones.
It wasn't our intention to go in when you look at it on a calendar, 4 games in 6 days, but we weren't giving a lot up, so we went with it. And I have said that at some point you're going to see Jared for sure, and you very well could see Justin close. I'm telling you, we like all three of our goalies. You keep trying to create this goalie thing, Jess, and I'm not trying to. We're ready for our fifth game, okay? And and I appreciate you wanting to create this goalie thing, but can you let us figure it out? And I'm not hiding anything again. We got confidence in our goalies.
Okay, on a lighter, yeah, go ahead.
It's off to a great start. So,
on a lighter note, what was Thanksgiving like? You had talked about the guys kind of being in their own little bubble and not going to see family. What did you wind up doing? What did the team wind up doing?
well, we practiced on Thanksgiving. We just had a workout. We did not go on ice. As guys came in, they did their COVID testing. They had a workout. We'd had the day off before, and then they had their meal here on campus to pick up and take back. And it's kind of, and this is the truth. Like Thanksgiving is in the middle of hockey season. I always talk about my one Thanksgiving in Minot, North Dakota on a recruiting trip, and I ran into another coach and we went to Old Country Buffet. We're used to, it was Kenny Martell too. It just dawned on me who I had Thanksgiving dinner with. We're in the middle of season. A lot of times you're on the road on a Thursday and you play Friday, Saturday. And so we're kind of, I don't want to be glib on it. Sometimes it's another day, and yet we do want to take, give thanks for everything we have, but we're getting ready to play. We're in season. They couldn't go home. They couldn't be with family. And our guys are really dialed in right now. And we're knocking on wood on what we've got going and to get to our next game. So we kind of read more about it and hear more about it. So
sorry, Coach. Our next question, let's go to Greg Cameron with College Hockey News.
Coach, this is going to be a one road trip for all 4 games. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So what are some of the messages you've been conveying to the team about, staying in, staying close, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think they're getting tired of us saying it, but I think what most important, this is our first road trip in a long time. I think our guys are already packed, and they're ready to go. If we left today, they would be happy. There's something about hockey teams going on the road and some bonding, and I think and the road teams, I hope we follow suit. Road teams have done pretty well. I was looking at the other day. We're excited to get on the road. I mean, that's the only way I can answer this, and kind of break up. We've been here practicing a lot. They're getting tired of practice. We're going to have 4 games in 7 days. I think it comes at a great time for us. We're excited to get going.
Let's move over to Anna Landis with the Minnesota Daily.
All right, good morning, Bob. I don't mean to spring kind of a heavy topic on you so early in the day here, but I'm just wondering, since the death of George Floyd, I've just been sort of curious and keeping tabs on different teams' responses. For basketball, they had a big thing about voter registration. Football has done a couple different things. I'm just curious, for you guys as a team, what have you had any sort of conversations about race or police brutality and like what those sort of looked like? Yes,
we had, remember this was in the summer and we were kind of spread out. So things were being done by Zoom. Like we could have, so we had Zoom meetings and, we wanted to talk and it was a subject that, and I don't, the guys didn't know how to react to it, and what we did then is we reached out. I have a real close friend and a player that I used to coach that I reached out, Eustace King, who's now an advisor. and he was a goaltender at Miami. And I think I talked about this before. And I know Eustace does some, work nationally and with the National Hockey League on social issues. And Eustace is from Chicago. Eustace was a black athlete. And one, my first question to Eustace when I actually called him, I recruited him and brought him to Miami, and Eustace was Huey. We called him Huey, and he was really popular guy. But I go, Eustace, were you ever uncomfortable? Like, did we ever do anything? Like, was I ever part of something I should have known about? And we just had a private conversation we probably talked for over an hour. And he sent me many articles because he's really dialed in with this. And we shared these articles with our players, to give it that perspective. And at some point, once this breaks, Eustace, we're gonna have him come in and be a guest with us. Those were the type of things that I think we paused to educate ourselves, to become like that was my first reaction. I didn't know how to say, because I had to educate myself to this, in listening and being comfortable to speak about it. And honestly, as you get going in your season now, this is subjects that we continually have to bring light and shed light with our players and have discussions with it. And we'll do more. This pandemic it's hard when you can't. Just until a few weeks ago, the only time we could talk to our team was on the ice. In Zoom, and Zoom is so impersonal sometimes. And I think this is a subject that really needs more personal attention too, as we get back together and we can bring in guests to speak to our guys. I think that is, and with personal stories that they can hear and really relate to, I think they'll get far more out of that than coming from me. And we'll do more of that too as we get through this pandemic.
Let's go back to Jess Myers.
Thinking about the Big Ten in general, I'm wondering, number one, have you guys gotten any indication of when the next phase of the schedule might come out, and when you might be playing more games?
Jess, we better see it this week. And I think it will be out this week. And I know that, we've got players that if they are allowed to go home, we got to make some plans. We're getting all, and I was told that it'll be this week. And I know that there's some coaches that a tad frustrated we don't have it yet, because we're planners, but we are up against something that we've never been up against. So you'll see it this week. I can't guarantee it, but I've been told you'll see it but I was told we were going to see it 3 weeks ago. So we'll see it this week.
Have you been able to watch kind of the other games going around the Big Ten? I mean, it's starting to look like, boy, here we go again. Anybody can beat anybody on a given night. And take nothing away from Arizona State, but, Wisconsin, kind of a cautionary tale about, being careful and trying to stay healthy.
Yeah, I don't know all the details, kind of, what happened over at Wisconsin. I'm kind of hearing back channels right now. And that's a tough scenario when you're down 4 or 5 players. I mean, that was a really tough situation for any team to go into that. And Arizona State is you see them gelling and find their offense now. Outside of losing games where you can't play the game because of COVID, to go into a game so undermanned, I mean, I think that's a fear for all of us right now. And it was a reminder. I mean, I hollered at our guys yesterday, because of what, did someone let, Corona's out there. It's through those doors. And if you let your guard down, don't let your guard down right now, and that's what you hope can happen. And maybe it was another thing for all of us to get on our guys about. And I am watching. That was your first statement. You're having games, during the week, and last night 2 games, and had both of them up on 2 TVs and watched both of them. So, and it's great to see hockey again.
We're going to take our last question from Nolan O'Hara.
Yeah, you mentioned the schedule and how that's been kind of frustrating. Just how challenging has the season been off? You have these kind of back-to-back series right away. You're traveling, staying there for both series in Michigan, and now you kind of don't know what's going to happen with the second half of the season. They've been delaying that. Just how difficult has that been all around?
The only difficult is not knowing the second half schedule, just planning. But we know we're going to have one, so we're not like frustrated. We just want to be planners, and like especially to know when our first series is, so we can tell our guys if they're going home when they have to be back from Christmas. We're just happy we're playing, so there has been no frustration. We're in a good spot right now with our team. Stucker's back in the lineup with us. McManus is down right now. We're healthy. We're off to a good start. We're so grateful we're playing. We're going to get an opportunity to get on a road trip, which we're really excited about. So, and I'm not, you kind of let everything, how frustrating. We're not frustrated. I know there's some teams out east that just want to play their first game. They can't get it started. We got ours started, and we're going to deal with whatever. We watched what happened in Wisconsin. You got to be ready for anything this year. And you've got to be prepared for anything this year. We've been given a great gift where the Big Ten's letting us play, and we're so appreciative of that. And we're excited about our start. We're not letting anything frustrate us.
With that, we're going to say thank you to Coach, and we will have Matt Staudacher in a couple minutes. So thank you, everyone.
Hey, Coach.
Thanks, gang.
Thanks, Coach.
Matt, I just wanted to ask, first of all, how was Thanksgiving? Kind of a different year with everybody kind of having to be sequestered, and then in a normal year this would be kind of a homecoming going back to Michigan. What's that going to be like, and has the novelty kind of worn off having played at Yost and at Munn last year?
First off, it was a little weird not being able to see my family on Thanksgiving, but I had my mom and my sister come up about 2 weeks ago, so I saw them briefly. But then it was nice. Thanksgiving, just had a meal through the school, and then me and the guys that I lived with, we just ate food all day and watched football, so I can't complain of that aspect. But, I think their whole team's looking forward to the series, getting on the road finally, first road trip of the year, so it'll be nice because road trips are nice. It's just the boys, time to bond. But going into the series, I think we'll match up well against both teams. Smaller ice sheet, so I think our speed will still be an advantage, and I think we just got to go in and play hard.
Thank you.
Next up, let's go to Dan Kelly with Big Ten Network.
Matt, is Jack LaFontaine the most talkative goaltender you've ever played with on the ice? And the second part, is he like that off the ice as well?
Yeah, he's a character. He likes his pregame speeches. Let's just put it like that. He's a funny guy. He loves talking. We love hearing him talk because everything he says matters and it's important. So he's a great goalie and a great guy off the ice too.
Our next question will go to Randy Johnson with the Star Tribune.
Yeah, hi, Matt. How do you feel the pairing with you and Jackson's going so far this year, and how you feed off each other?
I think we're doing really well. I think our games complement each other really well. He's more of a playmaking, puck-moving defenseman, while I'm kind of stay at home, take care of the garbage a little bit. But I think we're doing well. We're breaking the puck out well. We're playing hard. We're getting our chances offensively. And I think as the games go on, we're slowly getting more comfortable with each other. So it's nice to see, and I'm looking forward to the next series with them.
Let's go back to Jess Myers.
Matt, obviously nothing, take nothing away from Tyler and Ryan, who were seniors last year on that defensive core, but just how different is it this year, and what do the two new guys bring, just kind of to the group?
Yeah, Mikey and Faves being freshmen, you can't really tell. Like they're playing like they're older guys. Faves is just a good all-around player, and Mikey's unreal with the puck. And I think they're bringing a lot to the table with puck moving and sound defensive mechanisms. So I think those two players are huge additions to our D core, especially.
Let's go to Dan Kelly, please.
Matt, played 4 games in 6 nights. How collectively, how did you guys feel after that and the next day?
Yeah, that was my first time doing that in a while. since juniors, I think. So after that last game on Tuesday, we were pretty bagged. My legs were pretty tired, so that next off day was spent really well, horizontal the whole day. So, I mean, it's definitely better being able to win those 4 games and having that chance to relax and feel good about yourself. But just got to battle, keep ourselves ready, work hard during the week, take our off day as well, and keep the grind going.
Let's go to Anna Landis for the Minnesota Daily.
Hi, Matt. Not to throw you a curveball here, but just since the death of George Floyd in May and, you know, the protests and everything that sort of followed, I've just been kind of keeping tabs on different teams at the U's, their response. You know, football's done a couple different things. So I'm just curious, like, from your perspective as an athlete and maybe like talking to other athletes or like Coach Motzko said you guys did a lot of like learning, educating yourselves. So I'm just curious, like, what that was sort of like for you when that happened.
I mean, obviously that was a horrible event that happened. I think our whole team learned a lot throughout the past 6 months or 4 months as everything has kind of stirred up throughout our city and the country. I mean, I think Bob has done a really good job of lecturing us and letting us know that he still needs to learn as well as we do about the difficulties that they face in our country today. And just learning, listening, keeping our ears open and respecting everybody in our country.
Let's take it to Frank Mazzacco.
Hey, Matt. You got, obviously everybody is hearing a lot about the virus. I call it the big germ that's going around. It's affecting everybody. Maybe more so athletically, the football players. But do you guys talk about it on a daily basis? What concerns do you have on a daily basis? And do you think this extended road trip will be better for you in keeping you in a kind of a quasi bubble?
Oh yeah, I think the road trip would definitely help. But I think most of the guys on our team I think everybody on our team has bought in to keeping ourselves in a bubble. I mean, I'm not with everybody all day, but at least my roommates, we all basically hang out with each other all day. It's go to the rink, do our job, practice, work out, and then go home, play cards, and do our homework. It's kind of a simple life right now, but I think everybody's buying in to the fact that we need to stay socially distanced from other people and be smart about our decisions, because at the end of the day, all we want to do is play hockey and we want to win. And so I think everybody's buying into that aspect of our life right now.
We can take
Thanks.
one more for Matt. Jess Myers has a follow-up, and then we'll move on.
Matt, with that in mind about, keeping safe for the virus, do you have any friends who play for Wisconsin, and are you kind of watching their situation where, they lost a couple of players going into the Arizona State series? Are you guys kind of keeping tabs on what else is going on around the league that way?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, obviously our coaches tell us what happens. We can see what guys are in and out of the lineup for other schools. And I know a couple of guys on the Wisconsin team, and I'm not really sure what happened over there, but we got to learn from their mistakes and make sure that we don't have something like that happen. But if we do, we know we'll be ready. We know we'll be prepared to have other guys fill in our lineup spots and focus on our goal of winning.
Your coach said, just kind of getting away from you. You talk about being in your apartment all the time. Your coach said that he thinks some guys have their bags packed already for this road trip. You're just kind of eager to see something new. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably one of the most excited guys just because I get to get back in that pure Michigan air. So I'm excited. My bag's been packed for a little while now. I mean, I think everybody should be excited. First road trip of the year is always the best one because you kind of find new habits about other guys that you didn't know before, and you get closer as a team. So I think we're all really looking forward to it.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, Jackson, I just wanted to ask, take nothing away from the two seniors that you lost, but just how different does that defensive core feel this year? You're all of a sudden one of the veterans there, and you've added a couple of pretty nice pieces. Just kind of tell us about the D.
Yeah, I mean it's been great so far with our new D coming in and playing as confident as they have been. It's been helping us older guys for sure, and I think they're learning a lot from us too. So it's been good seeing them playing confident and how well they're doing. So.
Is it weird, all of a sudden being one of the upperclassmen being looked at? It just seems like wasn't that long ago that you were the newbie.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's different from last year, obviously, because they're kind of looking up to us and then kind of watching what we're doing out there, and they're watching the little things we're doing. So it's important that we keep doing those things and kind of keep leading the way for them.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry about that. Let's go over to Randy Johnson with the Star Tribune.
Hi, Jackson. How do you feel your pairing with Matt Staudacher's going, and how do you guys feed off each other in your style of play?
Yeah, that's been going great. Stai's an unbelievable player and unbelievable teammate, so it's been fun playing with him and getting to learn kind of how he plays. He's really good defensively, and he's been putting up some points this year too, so that's good for him. But he's easy to play with. I mean, he gets pucks or retrieves pucks well, and he's always there kind of supporting you. So it's been good. It's been fun.
Our next question. Our next question will go back to Randy Johnson. Do you have another question? Sorry. Oh, okay. Let's go to Anna Landis with the Minnesota Daily.
Hi, Jackson. This isn't strictly a hockey question, but just since the death of George Floyd in May, I've just been sort of curious about the responses of different Gopher teams, and just with your perspective as like a local guy, I'm just sort of curious what that sort of time period was like for you. Coach Motzko said you guys did a lot of like educating yourselves and learning, and just like from your perspective, through social media and like talking to other athletes, sort of what you felt this summer with that.
Yeah, I mean, it was tragic what happened, and I mean, it was terrible, and we learned a lot about it kind of right after it happened, and I mean, we're still learning now all about that stuff, and we're being more aware of it as teammates and other people around kind of the campus community. So I think just learning more about it, being more aware, and supporting anyone that needs help or that's seeking it. So it's really important for us to know about that and to take action too. Yeah,
was there anyone like just off the top of your head, like either not necessarily in the locker room because you couldn't really meet in person this summer, but anyone in like over Zoom or over text who was like notably vocal about police brutality and this sort of stuff?
Yeah, I would say it came from our coaches and kind of leaders. I mean, it's a really important topic, and they were all over it, not just when it happened, but continually after that too. And we're still kind of like bringing that in and talking about it and kind of making sure how important that is for all of us. So.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Let's go back to Jess Myers.
Jackson, at this time last year, you were leading the team in assists as a freshman defenseman. I noticed you just got your first one, and how that was, to finally get that first point on the board. And does that kind of represent a change in your game? The fact that you're maybe not putting up as much offense, or have you maybe concentrated more on the defensive side, or just kind of where is your game right now?
Yeah, I mean, it was great to get that up there, and it's been more fun winning games. But yeah, I think definitely the game's kind of transformed for me, and it's been kind of more important focusing on the defensive side of it, and then kind of that integrates into the offensive side. So definitely more assertive on the D zone and kind of more integrating that into my game. So.
And then I wanted to ask about the situation at Wisconsin. I mean, I'm sure some guys that play over there. Are you watching, kind of how all of a sudden they've got guys out of the lineup, and is that maybe a cautionary tale for your team to, how quickly things can change with the virus still out there?
Yeah, I mean, we heard about that kind of a few days ago before the game, and we've been really good about it as a team, and we're kind of staying in our own little bubble here, our own little quarantine. So. We're all on top of each other, and no one's taking any unnecessary risks. So we've been really good with that.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Jackson LaCombe?
Jackson, I could just ask, how excited are you guys to kind of get out of that bubble and, out of your apartments and see something new, just getting on the road this week?
Yeah, I mean, really excited. Obviously, there's more hockey games to be played, so it's always fun. But kind of getting out there and just being with our teammates, kind of bonding together more in Michigan should be a lot of fun for us. So we're excited.
What do you expect from Michigan State?
They're a great team. I mean, they're strong and they play really well together. So it's going to be a great couple of games, and we're looking forward to it.